Question: have you ever made a mistake so small, but everyone completely overreacted to a point where no one likes you anymore and everyone wants you to fall off a cliff or just flat out shoot yourself in the head? Okay, I might have overreacted with that last part. But for these rappers, their careers were ruined by some of the tiniest mistakes possible. Starting with dababy. If you don't know who dababy is, then you were probably born after COVID. Because during the pandemic, the only song that you would hear was Rockstar, which peaked at #1 for 7 weeks on the charts. And Rockstar was not dababy's only tasted success. He had prior hits like Pop on Broadway, which also did very good on the charts. He was getting major features, selling out shows, and well, he was pretty much living the dream of any mainstream artist out there. But where did it all go wrong? Well, dababy has a big mouth and an even bigger ego, which was on full display when he was performing at Rolling Loud, and he decided that it was a smart idea to go ahead and say this.
Today with HIV, AIDS, any of them deadly sexually transmitted diseases that'll make you die in 2-3 weeks, put a cell phone light in the air. Lady, if your smell like water, put a cell phone light in the air. Fellas, lights up. Fellas, if you ain't sucking nigga in the parking lot, put your cell phone lights in the air.
He would go on and rant about gay people and what they do in their private time. He also followed up by making fun of anyone who had AIDS, telling them they're dirty and they're about to die. He would then go on and try to explain himself later on an Instagram post.
I'm going on a rant. That's called a call to action. That's what that's called, because I'm a live performer. I'm the best live performer. I'm the live show killer. You interact with your fans. You get what I'm saying? Look, all the lights went up gay, straight. You want to know why? Because even my gay fans don't got fucking AIDS, stupid ass.
He was not apologizing to anyone because, well, he thought he was not wrong by any means, but his publicist probably thought that he should issue out an apology to his credit, which he later did. But once he went on the Breakfast Club, it seemed like he was once again trying to defend his words.
But I say to get people to raise their cell phones, and it's misinterpreted by people who watch a 5-second clip at home. You're not supposed to understand what's going on. You couldn't raise your cell phone if you wanted to, so you ain't supposed to be able to digest a clip, you know what I'm saying? A clip that has been altered and shortened with a narrative to go along with it, with enough people driving it, it's gonna do what it do.
This made things worse for Baby because he would get dropped by almost every major show that he had booked. And when he did get shows, he was booed and would have trash thrown all over him. To make matters even worse, his own fellow friends and musicians would turn their backs on him. And Baby didn't even try to make the situation any better, especially with the problems he had with his baby mama, the fights he would get into, plus he also kinda tried to kiss a fan unprovoked. That's weird, bruh. His ticket sales would drop massively to a point where he had to do Walmart style buy one get one free deals for his tickets just to fill up an arena. But it didn't help at all, because he once cancelled a show which sold less than 500 tickets for a venue that holds over 14,000 people. His fame wasn't the only thing that suffered though, because his bank account did as well. He would reportedly lose $30 million worth of shows due to the controversy.
A week or two after, $30 million that I would have had before the ball dropped 2021. So this happened rolling out what, July? I had $30 million worth of shows on the schedule before.
But man, I guess freedom of speech only counts for those who support Pride Month. But anyway, while dababy was slammed for doing gay people wrong, Lil Mosey was cancelled for something even worse. Something so bad that he almost spent his entire life in prison. What do you think of first when you hear the word Blueberry Faygo? If you said the drink, then you've definitely never heard of Lil Mosey. Mosey went from being an up-and-coming artist to a certified mainstream rapper who managed to bag features from the likes of Chris Brown. But have you heard about him recently? I'm sure you haven't, and I think I might know why. In April 2021, Lil Mosey went from superstar to super fugitive. He was charged with R-wording a woman, and after skipping his court date, he would have an arrest warrant issued in his name. He and another man who was involved in the case were charged with second degree after they allegedly slept with the woman while she was incapable of saying no due to how drunk she was. Mosey hadn't even been tried yet, but the hip-hop community didn't care. This would mainly show in his music videos because he went from averaging 10 million views to even struggling to get only 1 million views. Damn, I've been there. But views were the last thing on his mind since he was at risk of facing life in prison and ruining his career indefinitely. And while it's innocent till proven guilty according to the law, the court of public opinion had already crucified him with comments like these. Mosey would continue to fight for his freedom up until 2 years later when he was finally found not guilty. But at what cost, since bro had already lost 2 years of his career? He would go back to releasing music, but he struggled to make the charts once again. Even DJ Academics had to comment on whether he would ever make it out from this.
This is one of them tough situations where, like, just honestly, there's no recourse for him, right? So he loses 2 years of his life traction all out the window. Could Lil Mosey pull another rabbit out the hat with another fucking huge hit song? I don't know, maybe he can. But losing 2 years of relevance, because now you gotta like lay low, like he's probably spent maybe millions of dollars in attorney fees.
Mosey would then follow up on how rebuilding has been hard.
I mean, it's been tough. It's definitely been tough mentally. I kind of just had to rebuild my whole life. It sucks, like, to have something like that be attached to my name, knowing I didn't do it. And
while he started finally getting a bit of traction on his music, it still doesn't compare to his past success. And the saddest part is that all of this could have been avoided if the woman had never lied about the incident. But the next guy on our list got destroyed for being himself. At a certain point in time, many believed that Chance the Rapper would be one of the next great rappers, possibly even big enough to rival Drake. By the time he released his third EP, The Coloring Book, he was already seen as a mainstream artist. And the craziest part of all is that he wasn't even signed to a major record label. Apple Music would even eventually pay him $500,000 for exclusive rights to his EP, The Coloring Book. The EP had features from the likes of Kanye, Lil Wayne, Young Thug, and even Future. It was no secret that Chance had a lot of love from the whole industry and all the fans. That's why in 2017, he would even manage to bag 2 Grammys, one for Best New Artist and the other for Best Rap Album. And his success wasn't only in the charts because he allegedly made $6 million by selling his trademark 3 hats. And Chance, being the good guy that he is, he donated $1 million to charity. This made Chance the Rapper one of the biggest role models in the hip-hop industry. That's where the problem began. He was too clean, too nice, in an industry that glorifies murder, sleeping with whores, and taking drugs. Even industry critics started calling him out for his good boy attitude.
I see what Chance is doing. Enough of the Apollo shit, where you go out there and you sing about Jesus and we can't boo you. What the f is he talking about? It's too positive. I'm on some LA shit, man. That nigga better go back to Chicago. I want a G Herbo feature. I don't want to hear your fucking guitar strings. Get this collab the f out of here.
At first, Biden's claims were simply seen as hating, up until his own audience started feeling the same way. And the hate would come into full circle when he released his debut album, The Big Day. The main message of the song was basically him talking about how much he loved his wife, and even his own fan base couldn't save him from the criticism. In fact, they might have been the ones to even cause the whole thing by turning him into a meme. Chance would even try to force people into listening to his music by guilt-tripping them. He would start saying that his own fans hated him and wanted him to commit suicide, and he would even double down on it by comparing himself to Martin Luther King.
Just be making a joke or a comment, playing along with the meme. You don't ever really think about the person that's being, commented on. Like I was just saying about the spiritual warfare, like it can push you to a certain point. Everybody handles things differently. Now, I'm somebody that's very deeply rooted in my faith. And I'm not saying that to say that negates mental health issues. I wanted to just call out that spirit. Calling Martin Luther King directly, like, yo, so.
Well, Martin Luther King didn't have Twitter.
It's not a fantastical idea that people want you to self-destruct. I'm not calling myself Martin Luther King before that becomes the heaven.
Chance's downfall would be for the eclipse when he'd pull a dababy by selling tickets on 2-for-1 deals. And his low sales would even force him to cancel his big tour. But it seemed like his massive ego wouldn't let him admit defeat, because he would even blame the tour's cancellation on him wanting to spend time with his family. With his dwindling career falling flat into his face, Chance had no choice but to venture into other careers such as fashion, and he also managed to bag a gig as a coach on The Voice. But even that got him a lot of mixed reactions from fans, with some speculating that he was trying his best to stay away from music due to how bad his album did. It's been over 5 years since Chance really released any new music, but with the recent announcement of his new album Starline Gallery, that might all be about to change. But if the song is the same as his last album, then he's fucked.